We're going to do some lower body work now. So you're going to come onto your side. I want you to put your elbow underneath your shoulder. Your legs are bent, both legs, and bring the feet as close towards your bum as possible. So the first thing we're going to do is just slouch down into the body, relax the ribs, relax the spine, and then take your top hand, place it underneath your ribs and your waist. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to pull the ribs away from the floor, squeezing in your oblique muscles under here, belly button in towards the spine, lengthen the spine, open out the chest, shoulders and hips want to face forward. Now, if once you've done this, your elbow is out here, just readjust your elbow so it's underneath your shoulder. Now you've got two options for this move. You can either keep your feet down on the floor, and we're going to clam open this top leg with the feet nice and relaxed, bottom leg relaxed, or you're going to lift, point your feet and lift both feet up. So you can see my feet are lifted, just turn to the side, we've gone from this position up to here, and then you're going to clam the leg with the feet elevated. So two options, by all means try one option, and if it's too hard, go back. If it's not hard enough, then you can obviously lift the feet up. So I want you to lift the ribs up. This is your start position. So whatever you're doing with your legs, your upper body needs to stay like this. So it's really important that you get yourself into this position, know how it feels to hold your waist up like this, putting your body weight through your shoulder. This top arm, you've got options. Hand on the floor, that's going to help with stability. Place it on your stomach, on your pelvis area, and that's going to help with just reminding you to engage your core and make sure that your pelvis isn't rocking forwards and backwards. Or you can extend your arm up to here. Just make sure this shoulder is dropped down and you're not lifted up like that. So three options. Obviously, as the arm goes away from the body, it's going to get slightly harder. So take a big breath in. You're either lifting your feet up or you're relaxing the feet down on the floor. Breathing in and then exhale. So this top knee is opening and close. You're going to squeeze the glute on this top leg and lower. So open at the hip and close. Breathe and close. Taking a nice deep breath. So remember, if that feels too much with the feet lifted, put the feet down and do the same thing. If it feels too much with the arm, place the arm down. And if you really want to, if it's too much strain through the shoulder, you can come all the way down to the floor and do the clam like that. So you've got loads and loads of options. This is the lowest level. So if you're feeling like you don't have the upper body strength to hold yourself up, stay down here. You can certainly bring yourself up to here or to here. So lots of different options. Take nice deep breaths. I'm going to do a few more of these and I'm going to start to extend the legs. So again, choose the body position that feels comfortable, but if you are up in this position, if you're down on the floor, whatever it is, you need to squeeze in your core. You could lie down like this and lift the feet and do the same thing. It's all about the body posture from your hips up towards your head, keeping that nice and still and just moving the legs. So we're now going to lift this top leg up, and you're going to glide this top leg along the mat, bring it back in, and then close. So, hardest option is this. You're up in this position, you're opening this leg. I want you to really turn that leg out from the hip. You're going to glide the leg away, keep this other foot lifted, come back in, and close. So that's your hardest level. So, open, extend away, close, and lower. Taking it down a notch, if that feels too much, you can bring your feet down, you can bring this arm down. So you can open, glide away, come back in, and close. And you're obviously keeping the ribs lifted. You might want to keep the arm up here, or you might think, actually, I'm going to put both down and focus on just the leg. So this is the kind of medium level. And then the easiest level is down on the floor. So relax the head, you don't need to worry about any of the upper body. You can just extend the leg away and in. So those three options, just keep going, take nice deep breaths, squeezing in the core and close. So I'll just show the other ones. You can come out. I want you to do two more, lifting the legs if you can. This is your hardest level. This is really tricky. And you want to make sure that your hips are staying nice and still. Open extend, in, and close. Good. Relax the legs down. Give your hip a little rub and the knees right into the chest. So we're going to keep the legs in this position and we're gliding the leg back and forwards. So just move back a little bit. So legs in the same position. You're either in this position with the feet lifted, you can bring the feet down, or you can bring your upper body down to the floor. So keep the position that you're in or choose a different one depending how you're feeling. So you're going to lift this top leg up. I want you to keep this bottom heel lifted. So that's the key. It means you're kind of engaging that bottom glute as well. So lifting up through the ribs, this top leg is about hip height. You're going to squeeze this leg back. So the bottom leg is lifted, squeeze that leg back and come in. Breathe in and breathe out. So if that feels too much, relax the bottom foot down and do the same thing. If it feels too much again, relax the top part of the body and just focus on the leg. So you're squeezing your heel and your toe to the back of the room and come in. What you want to avoid is any rocking through your hips. So if you're up here, you could lift the arm and you're coming back and in. Make it harder, lift that foot up. So you're really working on your balance and back in. Squeeze that glute. So try different levels. You might think, actually, this is okay. I'm just going to try lifting that leg. And you might find actually it's okay. But if you find it too difficult, just place it back down or bring the upper body down to the floor. So if I turn to the side, slightly so you can see a different angle. So your legs are in this position here. So you're just coming back and in, back and in. So you can see my knee is coming back past the line of my body and coming in, and that means you're engaging your glutes back and in, and you can either lift the other foot off the floor or keep it down. So 2 more of those, and then you can relax the legs in. I want you to bring your knees right into your chest, come down onto the floor and give your hip a little rub, stretching the shoulders back. Then you can come to the middle and just squeeze the knees into the chest and rotate them round. And then we're going to move over to the other side. So I'm going to turn this way. You need to make sure you've got some space. So exactly the same thing again, we're doing the same sequence but on this side. So either come up into this position with your feet lifted, and we're going to clam the legs open and closed, bring the feet down and do the same thing, or come all the way down to the floor and do the same thing. So just listen to your body. The main reason to come all the way down to the floor is if you're struggling with any shoulder strain and having your body weight through your upper body. But you will get more out of this if you can lift yourself up, because you're then working the oblique muscles, you're working your shoulder muscles as well. So lifting the feet up, we're just opening and closing. Taking nice deep breaths. Shoulders face the front, don't allow your hip to open. If you feel that your body's a bit unstable, I would bring your hand down to here, because you can then feel the body. So you know if you're rocking, you can feel if you're just relaxing your core. You can also, even just having your hand under your waist here will remind you to keep lifting up, so you're kind of gently pulling with that hand. So relax the feet down if you want to. Taking nice deep breaths. One more. And open and close. So we're going to lift this top leg up. So if you can, lift your bottom foot up as well. You're extending away and coming in. Extending away and coming in. So if it's too much with the bottom leg lifted, lower it down. You can go out and come back in. And remember, the arm can be lifted. Breathe. You want to turn the leg out from the inner thigh. So it's kind of going forward, then you're turning it out. So if the leg is lifted, it's going forward and then coming out. So it is tricky, and it's really hard not to move your upper body and just focus on this top leg going out and then turning out from the hip, keeping your pelvis forward. So it is tricky. So relax the leg down if you're finding it a bit difficult, and you can just extend and come in. And if that feels too much again, bring yourself down and just go into this position, opening out the hip, forward and open. So do 2 more of those. And then just relax the leg down, give your hip a little rub. So the last thing we're doing is squeezing that leg back. So again, if you can, feet are lifted, top leg is lifted to here. So we're going to lift that foot up. So they're both kind of parallel with each other. Knees are stacked on top of each other, feet are stacked on top of each other, but both are lifted up off the floor. So you're going to glide the leg back and in. So lift the arm up if you can. Squeeze the glute on this top leg as you come back and in. Taking nice deep breaths, lifting the ribs up away from the floor. If it feels too much, relax the leg down and just use this top, using the top leg. Relax the arm down if you need to, and relax down onto the floor if you need to again. So if I turn to the side slightly, you'll be able to see a bit more. So you're just coming back with the leg and forward. So arm lifted if you can, foot lifted if you can, breathe and back. It's really tricky, it's tricky to balance because you've obviously not got your foot down. Squeezing the glute. Do 2 more of those, and up, squeeze back, and in. Well done, relax down, give your hip a rub. Come down, all the way down onto the floor. Knees together, knees right over into your side, and relax both shoulders back. Well done, we finished lower body.